When I was still in South Africa, I accidentally witnessed a ritual sacrifice that happened at a government mortuary. Brother Nashi, please protect my identity. I am a professional nurse. I am currently living and I am working here in Europe. I got married here and I have a child with a man that I got married to. My story that I want to share with you, it is a story that happened when I was still in South Africa. It was about 11 years ago. I was working at a government hospital in Johannesburg. I had just moved from Zimbabwe, which is my country of origin. I was looking for a better life, but I brought my toxic heart with me. I started dating a man. This guy, he was a South African. He worked in the hospital's mortuary. He worked in the cold room. And you know, a lot of people, they are creeped out about this job. But I found this guy to be very handsome and he was kind-hearted at the beginning of our relationship. But the more that we dated, the more that I fell hard for him. That was when he started to use me. I really did not care about the way that he cheated on me. Where he got it wrong was that he was using my money, my car, and even when I was in Zim, he would use our apartment to bring in his girlfriends because I was the one that was paying for everything. Yet he will be having these women that he would bring into our house, which was very painful for me. I do not want to lie to you. So this was something that always ticked me off like a bomb. All the times then he would blame me for being a toxic woman, even though he was the one that had put me in a position where he treated me nice first and then he pretended as if he wanted something that was serious. And after using a lot of my money and driving my car, even crashing my car, then he started cheating on me. And I loved him. I only loved him. That was all that I wanted from him. I did not care about money. My boyfriend, he was someone that I can say he was a chronic cheater. He did not even know when to stop, how to stop hurting the woman that you claim to love. Our relationship, even everyone at the hospital, they knew about our toxic relationship. Our relationship was nothing but a cycle of explosive fights and tearful reconciliations. So I was losing my mind over this guy. I was obsessed with catching him in the act, because when you love someone, all that you want is for you to have closure so that you can be able to move on with your life. And usually what I mean by closure is if you can catch your partner cheating, once you catch your partner cheating on you, then it will give you some form of closure and then you can move on. And even though I knew that he was cheating on me, but I had never caught him in the act. I knew definitely that he was cheating. Even people had told me that they saw him with a girlfriend, but I just wanted to heal my heart by seeing him on top of a woman or a woman on top of him so that I can move on completely with my life. That was like a warped idea that I had of me moving on after catching him red-handed in the act, so that he won't have any time to apologize or to come back to me and say that it was a mistake. I was obsessed with that idea of catching him. And then I even had rumors. One of my friends told me that my boyfriend had the nerves to even bring a girlfriend in the mortuary, someone that was unheard of. And these were just rumors, a friend of yours telling you that they just heard about it. So I said, okay, maybe it is true that he is bringing women into the morgue area at night, because it was a place where you will never be disturbed at work, and it's like they have their own little offices where they can even sleep. My jealousy turned into sickness. I stopped sleeping. I started stalking his social media, and eventually I even started stalking him in his workstation. I told myself that I was looking for a side chick and I was about to catch him right there cheating on me. I did not know that this guy, even though he was a toxic cheater, but there was something much more darker that he was involved in. Brother Nashi, it was in July. And I'm scared to even tell you the years when these things happened. In July of that year, I was not on duty. I was at home. And as for him, he had gone to work. And when he had gone to work, I did not even use my car. I took a taxi and I went to the hospital. I used my staff ID and I went through the side entrance, and then I went to the mortuary. When I was there, I expected to find him sitting at his desk with his colleague, and I was excited when I did not see him there, because I said, I did not see him there. I said, I am going to catch my thief today. I reached this double door, and on the other side of that door there is the preparation room. Usually they are locked from the inside, but I saw that I could open them. I just pushed the door to open just a couple of centimeters and to poke my head in there, just checking if there was someone who was like my boyfriend, who was busy with his cheating stuff inside of the preparation room. So it was not really dark. The lights inside, they were dimmed, and I suspected that the lights had been dimmed for a purpose. I saw that on this other table there was a surgical lamp that was bright enough just to shine over that table where they were busy working. What I saw on that day, maybe if I had seen him sleeping with a woman, it would have been much better than the horrific stuff that I saw. I saw something that really crushed even my own understanding of the world. I never thought that people will ever do such a thing to a dead person. I held my breath. I was unable to breathe in that moment. Even my blood, I felt my blood turning to ice. There was no woman, there was no side chick, but I saw my boyfriend and two other men that were in there that I could not recognize instantly. They were not preparing the body for a funeral, but they were standing over a corpse that was on top of the table. I did not know if this corpse was that of a man or not. But what I saw, it was something that was so terrifying even for me. I watched and I was paralyzed when I saw my boyfriend, the man that I even slept with at night. He was doing that thing as if he was a serial killer. He was using a specialized surgical tool, and he was not performing like an autopsy. No, they were busy removing the body parts from the dead body that they had laid on the table. One of the other men was holding a small, there are those little small blue cooler boxes that you can buy even at ShopRite, the smallest ones. Those were the ones that they had, and they were putting the body parts inside of that small cooler box. And my boyfriend, he did not even feel afraid over the things that he was doing. It was like he had done this many times. He removed the eyes and he dropped them into the cooler box. They did not even talk. They were not even checking. They were just looking at the dead body that was on that table. And then that was when I saw him. He pulled open the dead man's jaws with a metal, something like a retractor, I think, because the way that he used so much force, I think that it was really stiff. And then he started to remove the tongue. That was so scary. He pulled it out and I felt like I wanted to vomit. Before I could vomit, then I simply slipped away, and I was scared that If I could make any sound, those people, they could even kill me, because the things that I saw them doing, no normal human being will ever do such a thing, because I saw that these people, they were like butchers, they were serial killers, they were stealing from the dead. I was jealous for something that was all about rituals and human body parts. I did not even wait for those people to finish cutting off the body parts. I just returned back home. But on that night, I was even afraid to sleep at my house. I went and then I stayed with a friend of mine. I just used the excuse that since me and my boyfriend, we had been fighting, so I did not want to be with him. He called me later on and he asked me where I was, because he was at home, and I told him that I had left the keys underneath the doormat and I was at my friend's house. From there on, I started avoiding him. He started chasing after me until one day I told him that I was afraid of him, and I told him about the things that he had seen, and he asked me to never report what I had seen. He begged me to stay with him, and yes, we stayed together. But Brother Nashi, even though we stayed together for a year, my life was like a nightmare. I was afraid to be around him because of that. He did not want to let go of me. He never wanted to go with me to Zim before that incident. But after I had seen him and told him that I had seen him, that was when he agreed to accompany me to Zim. He did not want me to go somewhere alone. He was always afraid that maybe I was going to run away. He would not let me go easily. He would show up at my ward just checking up on me, and I was afraid of him, saying that this guy, he can even kill me if I just dump him like this. After we had stayed together for the year, that was when he finally told me that he had been given 6,000 rands because there was a Sangoma, but this Sangoma, he was a Malawian Sangoma who wanted fresh body parts, and this Sangoma was going to give him 6,000 rands if he was going to give him the body parts that he wanted, and he did so for only 6,000 rands by the Nashi. I stared at him and I said, this guy, he can do something like this for 6,000. How about if this Malawian witch doctor says that they want the heart that would have been removed from someone that he would have killed recently? Won't he kill me? What will stop him from killing me? That was when I decided, Brother Nashim, to let go of this guy, and I started to process for my visa, and I came to Europe, and I never looked back. I don't regret leaving South Africa and coming to Europe. That guy, he was something else. The things that I saw those guys doing, it is something that I will never forget in my entire life to this very day. And I know that it is not only my boyfriend who was in this market of selling body parts, but I'm pretty sure that there are other people that also do the same. When you post my story, you will tell me. I'll be there in the comment section. Your dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Let us talk with him in the comment section. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Can you imagine? Yeah, ne?